Hi everyone, my name is James Lewinberger. It's come to my attention that a close friend of mine and a lot of the viewers, a lot of my friends want to know what's going on. Recently someone hacked into my Facebook account. On my Facebook account I had a private page that I wrote my thoughts down on. It was not public. I clicked it for me only, and it was protected. But someone hacked into it. I've been having an ongoing feud with my family and their friends, which are my primary enemies in my life. Just to make it really short, I saw some stuff that I shouldn't have. It involved embezzlement and a lot of murders. People were murdered to cover up their acts of crime that they were doing to other people. The person that I went to the feds on, I did not know that he was a family member until I had reported it to the FBI. This is really hard for me to do this. But why the investigation was going on, they successfully killed me 7 times in Michigan. It was the grace of God that brought me back. Again, one of my friends encouraged me and goes, dude, you gotta tell the story. This has been going on for 25 years. I came to California because they have the most toughest stalking and protection laws in the United States, and they still came after me. I just got so many mixed emotions, but I'm doing really good. What happened was, I believe what happened was they either had a Michigan State student from my hometown, East Lansing, or a law enforcement division that may have gotten a court order, a false court order, by lying to a judge. And then with that judgment, they went into my Facebook account, they read stuff on there, and then they had the audacity to contact Facebook and say that, hey, he's suicidal, which I'm not, and I'm not. My roommates can vouch for that. My landlord can vouch for that. They said that I was making threats to some of my followers, which wasn't true. I went through my whole Facebook account. I looked at everything that I had sent out. It was not at all. This is another evidence of them doing this, because I got wrongfully convicted for a crime I didn't do. I was charged with 4 felony counts, which should have never even happened. I went to the feds first. I said, what you need to do is grab my timeline, because I got a funny feeling that my family and their enemies are going to pull it and change the timeline. And guess what they did? They changed the timeline. And the Ingham County judge should have excused himself because he was close friends with Bruce, which was, he's my main troublemaker. So I got convicted, but then halfway through, they all went into the judge's chambers and did negotiation for 2 or 3 hours, and it got bumped down to a non-misdemeanor parking ticket. That, what really gets me upset is they don't go with the conviction that you get at the end. They go with your original conviction, which is 4 felonies. But anyhow, the feds watched the whole thing play out. So the state of Michigan and Ingham County charged me for crimes that did not happen, and that's what my attorney said. In the state of Michigan, you actually have to do the crime. I didn't do it. And not only that, my attorney fired back and he said, look, you got 2 Ingham County employees that sent out an Ingham County letterhead that stated, and he says, now mind you, we got the letter right here because I could hear this through the judge's door. He said, look, this is on an Ingham County letterhead. Bruce and Mike wrote to Andrew here. That's my legal name, but I use my birth name on my accounts here because that's the way people know me. Some people know me as Andrew. So anyhow, they go, my judge goes, look, they committed the crimes first. My client went to the police. The police wouldn't do anything. And then my client fires off a letter, same letter to these 2, telling them that if they ever do it, he was going to threaten to take them to court. But in the 2 letters, Bruce and Mike threatened that if I went to the feds again, that they would kill me. So, and they were trying to use the Patriot Act law on me, stating that since I sent the letter and it was over state lines, it was the actual threat. My attorney argued and said, no, that's not the situation. And not only that, these 2 should be arrested because they made a threat on my client first. He goes, so they were trying to wash it out. So they washed it out. They said, okay, he's going to be charged with a non-misdemeanor parking ticket. And I was on probation for 3 years. Under that, I didn't like it. I was forced to be medicated because they said that I had psychiatric problems, which I didn't. And my attorney says, I would take the deal, otherwise they're going to take it through the court. We'll go back in and finish it out. And he's going to charge you for 3 years. You're going to go to the state prison for 3 years, just for the fact that you sent the letter. So I plead bargain. Anyhow, so after that happened, the judge asked the feds, do you want to get in on the case? They said no. That after the court case had been done, the feds issued a sanction order, which they didn't like. The state of Michigan and Ingham County got hit with 50% budget cuts for 4 years. And ever since then, I've had a lot of mad people in East Lansing. I did my probation. I did everything I was asked to do. After my court date that day, my attorney said to me, Andrew, I want you to leave the state in 2007. I said, why? I heard Bruce and Mike talk to your family members. They're plotting to kill you. And that. He goes, I don't want to get more involved. And they blackmailed me. That's what my attorney was telling me. They said if I go to the feds, they'll disbar me. They'll make up a story and I won't be able to practice law anywhere in the United States. So after 2007, I left. I thought it was over. But Bruce and Mike, which worked for Ingham County government, along with the Ingham County Commissioners, Meridian Township Police, Ingham County Police Department, along with my family members, chased me all over the United States because it didn't turn out the way that they wanted it to. And since then, they've done false reporting to the police where I've been abducted by police and thrown into psychiatric places. I've been arrested for crimes I didn't do. Half the time I'd be arrested in handcuffs in other states, would not be prosecuted, but I would be held in a kidnapped state where they'd hold me in handcuffs for anywhere from 38 minutes to an hour to 2 hours. And then they would do a release on me. I used to be a state trooper in Michigan. You can't do that. If you put the handcuffs on somebody, you have to first tell them they're being charged with something, and second, you have to read their Miranda rights. They didn't do that. But anyhow, kind of getting off the track, but now you can see what's going on. I do want to say this part before I get back to the issue of the Facebook situation. I've been retracting from them. They've been advancing on me constantly since 2007 to the present. They've actually, I did have physical evidence against my family and my enemies where they broke into storage units and taken stuff out, or they hired third or fourth parties where they'll remove the wall of my storage unit and steal items out that showed evidence of other criminal acts I was trying to turn over to the FBI. They've also done false reporting to judges where they got court orders to go into my safe deposit box in other states because I started to write a book about this and they wanted to suspend it. They didn't want that to come out. I'm just constant stuff like this. I mean, I've been trying to put this behind me. I was terrified in the beginning. And when my mom passed away in 2012, I went to Austin, Texas. I finally got a judge in Austin, Texas. He put me under partial witness protection. No one didn't know where I was for 3 years. Bruce and Mike in Ingham County and my family were terrified that I was going to testify with more evidence of them doing criminal acts. So they hired 3 law firms in Texas to find me. They sent out 3 different PIs. They had people from the Michigan State Police Academy helping out. They had people from the Lansing Community College Police Academy help trying to find. They found a church in Austin, Texas, where I was living, where they paid them a large sum of money to give me up. And I told these people in the beginning that I was in the witness protection program, and they just thought I was paranoid schizophrenia, which I wasn't. Then they paid off the two U.S. Marshals to look the other way, and then 2 rogue Austin police officers came in and arrested me. I said, "What am I being charged for?" "Well, right now you're not being charged." I said, "Well, then I want to be on the handcuffs." And they said, "Well, we want them on here for our safety." I said, "Well, I'm being nonviolent until I'm being compliant." And they go, "Well, we've read your jacket. You're proficient. You've been a state trooper. You've served on the Secret Service, and you're ex-military." I said, "Okay, since I'm not doing anything wrong, and I've been here, what are you here for?" "Well, we need to open up your Foot Locker." I said, "Why?" "Well, I've been told that you have guns and weapons in here." I said, "No, I don't." And without legal representation there, they went into my pocket while I was handcuffed, took out my keys. Now, mind me, the U.S. Marshals are not watching what's going on. And then, without a search warrant, they proceeded to unlock the Foot Locker and opened it up. And I said, "I'm now advising you that you are breaking my civil rights." So, I continued. And then they whispered to each other, going, "Shit, there's nothing in here. What do we do?" I said, "What you do is you release." "No, we can't do that because we're afraid you're going to kick my ass." I said, "I ain't going to do that. But I would definitely call my lawyer." And we go, "No, we don't want you to do that." So they took me down, put me in the squad car. And while I was in the squad car, we got to talking, and my sister's name came up. I said, "Oh, crap." And the officers go, "Why? You're now an accessory to all the crimes out of Michigan." And I said, "They successfully killed me 7 times back in Michigan." Okay. I said, "They're under investigation for embezzlement. They're under investigation for killing people to cover their tracks." I said, "Did you happen to get a payment from Bruce?" And the two officers go, yes. I said, oh, you just made a deal with the devil. And they go, why? What's happening is you two are going to get shot in the head. I'm going to get shot in the head. They're going to move this car to an undisclosed location, use a backhoe, dig up the ground, and drop us in there, cover it up, and then 2 weeks later, a story will be released that I shot you two in the head, and then I became suicidal and shot myself in the head. And then they're going to use 3 other different bodies to make it look like we're dead. In reality, we're dead, but we're not where we're supposed to be. So the cops got scared. They had me in the back of the squad car for 38 minutes. I kept telling them, I kept asking over 1,000 times for my lawyer to be present, and they wouldn't let me. So they kidnapped me, and my insurance took me over to the psychiatric hospital. And when I got there, I asked the staff, may I leave? Yes. So I started leaving. The cops unholstered their gun and put their guns on the side, and they said, you can't leave. I said, well, I just asked the hospital. I said, am I being admitted for psychiatric? No. Can I leave? Yes. Then they pulled the guns up to their waist level and pulled the hammer back. You will not leave. So they said to the doctor, can you do us a favor? And they gave him a large sum of money. Can you hold this guy for 3 days or up to 2 weeks? The doctor goes, sure. I said, oh crap. But when I got out, I notified Social Security and Medicare and told them that, the whole situation. I want to tell this part so that you know I was in a program being protected, and they were still able to get to me. So at that point, after all that happened, I spiraled down into depression. I had to go into psychiatric care after I came out. And then I stabilized. And I decided I would go up towards Michigan to take it to court. So I moved to Indianapolis, Indiana. And I was okay that I was dealing with resistance. I'm actually scared doing this. My friends and my followers are right. I need to tell the story. So, you guys don't know all of it. You just know the top of it. There's a lot more going on here than meets the eyes. So then, they backed off, but they kept doing stuff to me. Oh, here's another pattern. This is an important thing to know. Whenever they make me homeless, I've been homeless a lot since 2007 to the present. When I'm homeless and they cause me a great deal of stress, I have to go into a psychiatric place to calm down, and I get medicated, they leave me alone. At the moment when I get off the streets, get into an apartment, go back to a normal life, and I don't have to take pills, and I'm fine. Because when I lived in Austin, Texas, when I was in the witness protection program, I didn't take any medicines for 3 years. I felt safe. I felt really safe till they breached my safety barrier. So that's been going on for 2007 to the present. As long as they keep me homeless, or I'm destituted and I'm on psych meds, that's when they say to everybody, oh, that's the way he is all the time. That's his normal mode. No, that's my abnormal mode. I'm still the same person I was when I was a kid. Problem is I just happened to be at the wrong place in the wrong time. In 2001 or 2002, that's when this all started. But they even went after my fiance during the late 90s. Her name's Karen. No, the fight was between me and my enemies in my family. They went after her. They took her $3.1 million home and property away from her. And Karen had to fight my family and my enemies in court for 3 years and spent over $100,000. It was the grace of God that was 3 years after that situation. God brought Karen and I in the same spot where we had a post office in East Lansing. And that was around 2007 when I was closing out my mailbox. That was, yeah, that would be like 2001 or 2002. That's the other time when I left Michigan for a period of time. But we came into contact each other, and that's when Karen told me the story that I just told you, and I said, oh my God. I said, Karen, I told you how toxic my family was. She goes, I couldn't believe it. She started crying. She put her head on my shoulders. Karen was originally, I was trying to hire her because she's a typist. I was hiring her to do my autobiography on me. And her and I fell in love with each other. We were together for 2 years. That's the longest relationship I've ever been in. And then some other stuff happened. I had to leave the state. But see, that's another situation right there. I have 22 kids. I have 4 girls and all the rest are boys. They want to have a relationship with me, and I just said, I don't want you around me. It's too dangerous with my family and Bruce and Mike and you're not letting this go. They keep coming after me. It's the fact that Bruce had to pay back a lot of money. That's why he's pissed. And before it went to court, Bruce made a statement to me. He goes, this isn't over, Andrew, until you're dead. I said, you better watch what you say. There's always a bigger fish. He kept telling me, oh, you can't do anything to me because I work for the federal government. And I said, there's always a bigger fish, Bruce. It's called the federal government. They'll come down on you and they will catch you sometime in the future. So anyhow, let me get back to the Facebook situation. Since 2007, I've had numerous Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts, and other social media accounts. As soon as I set them up, either under James or under Andrew, they cyber attack me. I hire hackers. They go in and they start doing stuff. I don't know how many times I've gone to the FBI cyber task force and let them know what the heck is going on, you know. And this is what I don't understand. When I used to be a state trooper and when I used to be a uniform officer, there's 2 sides to a situation. I'd always have to take someone off to one side to listen to their story, and then I'd have to get together with the other side, because then I would have to make a decision. Okay, was a crime committed? And if there was, who did it? Then I gotta arrest them. Now, if I don't have enough circumstantial evidence and it's more like hearsay and she said and that, I'll just give them a warning and say, hey, look, you 2 need to just stay away from each other. And then that way, at the end of my shift, I got both sides of this story so I can tell my watch commander exactly what happened with the situation. Because as an officer, you never go in and you hear one-sided. Well, guess what? Since 2001 to the present, no one has not listened to me, and they listened to my family, and they've been showing false documents left and right. And everybody just believes my family and my enemies. But when they moved to Austin in 2012, that was different. I had a federal judge. He says, okay, tell me what's going on. He goes, now I see the bigger picture. And that's why I was placed under what's called partial witness protection. He did that so that I could go back to a normal life. So anyhow, since 2007, they've hacked into a lot of accounts where they will do like they just recently did. They'll make a complaint to like Facebook and said I did this or that when in fact I didn't. But for the most part, they would just come in and shut the account down and change the passcode and lock me out of my account. I still have 5 active accounts with Google that Bruce and Mike and Ingham County government and Meridian Township government, well, my family are still controlling. But they allow me to have partial access, but not full access. Like I can go in and watch my playlist from my other YouTube accounts, but I can't access it because they changed the passcode. And they'd always hire someone to break into my apartment, steal my cell phone. So I can't do an account verification because they have the stolen cell phones. So if you can't verify it and you can't change the passcode, that's when you call the FBI. Man, they haven't been talking to me, so I don't know what's really going on. But I feel much better now. I'm glad I took the advice of one of my closest friends. Some of my celebrity friends said I needed to do this a long time ago. And some of you followers just rallied in the last couple of days. And I'm like, come on, James, we want to know what's going on. So that's why I did the video.